Greetings, Earth scientists. Good morning. How are you today? I'm super excited to be with you again. I'm here at the beautiful development of Many Lakes. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the geologic features here. But first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about last week's field trip. If you watched the video and you did your research, you probably guessed that what I was standing on was a glacial outwash moraine. And it runs all the way from south of Kalispell to almost to Whitefish. So most of you answered that correctly. Good job. And so today we'll talk a little bit about all of these beautiful lakes in Many Lakes. Here's a beautiful little lake right here at Many Lakes. Many Lakes is a subdivision on the east side of Kalispell. It is freckled with dozens and dozens of these beautiful little lakes. If you notice, it's hard to see with this screen. We'll get some more pictures in a minute. But this banks of this lake are extremely steep. There's all sorts of little houses that dot the ridgetop. You can see the roof of a little house right above this lake, and you can see how far up above the lake this is. I know we're doing geology, but I think there's some golden-eyed ducks down there. You can see their little black and white, beautiful black and white plumage. So how do these lakes form? And why are there so many of them? Well, these lakes are a product of, as the large lobe of ice that settled into the east side of the valley began to melt and retreat, giant blocks of ice fell off the front of that glacier and just sat there for hundreds and hundreds of years. And as they sat there and the glacier was continuing to push large amounts of gravel and till out at its toe, these blocks of ice got buried in till. And so they created these pockets of ice underneath hundreds of feet of till. And as the till eroded and the ice melted, they left these beautiful round and sometimes kidney-shaped impressions in the glacial till. And they became lakes. Now, some of these are dry right now because none of these lakes have inlets or outlets like streams. And so actually what these lakes are full of is groundwater. So we talked a little bit earlier this year about the Flathead Valley, because it is covered in gravel and sand. It's very porous, and so we're always sort of floating on a river of gravel and water underneath us. There's water everywhere underneath the gravel that we live on. And this is a perfect example that the groundwater here in Many Lakes is high enough to flow into these little coin-shaped depressions left by the icebergs and make them into lakes. Now there's plenty in here because the groundwater really has not fully come to its highest point because the snow is just beginning to melt. There's plenty of these that are dry right now, but they will fill later on with water. And so let's go look at some of these other lakes. Here is another little impression in the gravel. This one's dry because the groundwater has not filled it up yet. Okay, so to wrap up what we've seen today, we are in an area with dozens, possibly hundreds of little coin-shaped lakes. They are sitting in a giant outwash plain full of glacial till. They are caused from when icebergs calved off the front, or I should say the toe, of the large glacier that sat here. and got buried in the till, and then as they melted out, they created these little depressions with giant ridges of gravel between them. So the question to you is, do your research, look in your book, look at the internet, and search all of the amazing knowledge that you earth scientists have, and tell me, what kind of lakes are these? Okay, good luck. Signing off. Hey Jasper, what do you call a man with a rubber toe?
Hey Jack, I don't know what you call a man with a rubber toe.
Guess, rubber toe.